Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. I hope you're all doing okay today and that you're ready for some writing. Also, so sorry that I am a bit late. My morning didn't really go as planned. I slept for quite a while. I was dead tired yesterday, so I slept until like 10. And then my mom contacted me and wanted some help because she had her car left away and she was in need of help to go pick it up. So I offered, and it took a bit more time than I was expecting, so I had to like rush home and just quickly get myself some lunch, and yeah, so it's been quite stressful, to be honest, but I'm here now, I am ready to write, so yeah. And I see in chat that Dudor and Day will listen, that's perfectly fine. You can do whatever you want to do during these streams, like if you want to just listen, that's fine. If you want to work on something other than writing, that's also fine. And if you want to write, of course, that is perfectly fine, because that's the purpose of this stream. But as I said, it doesn't really matter to me what you guys do, as long as you are enjoying yourselves. This is mostly a way for me to hold myself accountable and actually do some writing, and if I can inspire someone else to do the same, that's lovely, but I'm not forcing anyone, so late is fine, gave me time to fix noodles. Okay, that's great, very great. Dude is working on his noodles. What? Yeah, so today I am thinking of doing something a little more, or something different than I usually do. Not stream-wise, but writing-wise. Because I have just finished, it was a few weeks ago, and then I haven't touched my project. But I have just finished a chapter of my vampire story, and I'm thinking of, instead of moving on with the next chapter, I kind of want to explore something else. It's still part of the same story, but I do have my main characters, but then I have like these side chapters with characters that aren't really the main characters, but are still important. They are still point of view characters, and I am going to explore one of those chapters, but I'm not entirely sure which point of view I should use. So I'm thinking of, because there's a group of people, there's 3 people, and 2 of them are candidates for being a point of view character. So my feeling is I want to use the first sprint to write from one point of view, and then use the second sprint to write pretty much the same thing but from the other point of view, just to see which one I like more. So yeah, it will be a bit of a writing exercise, you could call it, but one of them is going to go into the actual story, so yeah. Lolly, new Loca Crush taste, mango pineapple. Ooh, that sounds yummy. That sounds very yummy. Needs to try that then. Been cutting down bushes, currently having a beer in the sun. That sounds lovely, except for the beer, because yuck, but you do you. If you enjoy that, that's perfect, but beer. So yeah. Is there anyone else who is going to write? Fia, are you writing something today? Or are you just here to vibe as well? Try it when you're reading outside, I think that would be perfect. Yeah, probably. Sounds very, very nice. You are writing? Perfect. Are you writing on your story then? Or because you told me that you had some study text you need to... You're gonna rewrite shadow chapters. Okay, perfect. And we are two fantasy geeks writing here at least. So that's great. It's interesting, my writing process. Oh my god, got a bubble in my throat. Excuse me. But the writing process for me is quite interesting. I have been quite busy this last few weeks, and that has affected my inspiration to write. And I know, if you want to be a professional writer, you can't wait for inspiration, but I haven't had either inspiration or time, so yeah. You can work with no inspiration, but with no time, that's a different matter entirely. So I haven't touched my story in weeks, and have not really thought about it either. And then yesterday I just got hit by huge inspiration, so I had to immediately text Dude and be like, hey, what do you think? Does this work? And then we chatted for so long about the backstory of this vampire story that I'm writing, and it is turning into more high fantasy than I was expecting it to be. I was expecting some magic and stuff, but yeah, it's becoming more and more important. So yeah, it's quite funny how that always happens. I start with a basic idea, and then it just gets more and more complicated. So yeah. Yeah, all the talk confused him, apparently. Well, at least it helped me a lot, so I'm grateful for that conversation either way. And when you read it, I hope you will understand what's going on. It will take a while though, because it is backstory, so it's not gonna be prevalent in what I'm writing now, but it will be important. So yeah, you really helped a lot there, Dudor. But yeah, I'm starting to feel ready, I think, as ready as one can be. I'm a bit nervous since I haven't really had the time to sit down and actually plan what I'm going to write, so I'm just gonna freebase, and I'm so scared that I will just end up sitting staring at a blank screen. I hope that's not the case, because I don't think that's very entertaining stream-wise, but then again, at least you guys have my background music here. I can't hear it because I don't hear all the sounds that OBS is making. So I have no sound at all. It's just me and the summer heat and silence. But at least for you guys, if I don't end up writing a lot today, then you will have some nice background music for your own projects. So yeah, there's that. But I hope I will write a lot, because I do want to write the two perspectives, but yeah, you need to have words ready if you want to write. And random meows? Yeah, maybe. I actually don't know where Tiger is right now. I think he is sleeping in a box somewhere in the living room. He has 2 boxes to choose from, and I couldn't see him, so I think he's in the big one, just trying to hide away from the sun or something. I don't know. So we'll see if he pops in and says hi. But right now he's probably sleeping, I think. Alright, let's start the first sprint. So I'm gonna make my phone ready. We are putting up that one. And Mom sent me a picture of my 3 cats just being dead in her bed together with my dad. Aww, cute. It is very warm though, so I can understand them not having a lot of energy. I mean, I don't have a lot of energy right now. I'm not complaining, it's lovely, but yeah, energy-wise, I'm pretty much dead. In that regard, I definitely am a vampire. Summer heat, it's lovely, but it's killing me. Alright, let's start the timer, shall we? Good luck everyone, and have fun! All right. First sprint is done. Good job, everyone. I hope it went well for you. It went pretty well for me. And also, hi Quail, welcome, welcome. So yeah, I got some writing done actually. It was a bit of a struggle to try to come up with what to write, but I tried to just go with the flow. I'm not sure if it's any quality writing, but oh well, there's always editing, so yeah. Yeah, my first point of view is written, so I have somewhat of a guidance for my next point of view that I'm going to write. And I just have to try to. It's quite hard because it's gonna be basically the same, but from a different point of view, and that's gonna be a bit challenging, I feel like, to not just use the same words to describe the events. But it will be a fun challenge, I feel. Right now, my characters are out in the desert. Looking for... I haven't quite decided what they are looking for yet. I think they are looking for a snake. And it has not been going well for them. They have been out for days. And it's getting to them, definitely. So yeah, and a little bit of background information. They are in a part of the world that is pretty much ruined, so they can't find any living things at all in this desert. It's just sand and sunlight and nothing more, so they haven't seen like any scorpions or insects or anything at all, any sign of life. So they are getting a bit disheartened, and it's not even sure if they will find anything. It's kinda pretty much a wild goose chase, my god, at this point. So yeah, that's what I'm writing today. Started tackling the chapter from a different angle. I think it's better than the original so far. That's great, that's great. Very, very good. I mean, that's a pretty good way to do things, and that's why I want to do it like in this way, writing this chapter from 2 points of views to see like which one would be better, because I can't have 2 point of view characters for these events. I need to pick one, so it will be fun to see which one I will pick of them, because I like both. I mean, I haven't written one of them, but from what I'm thinking of the second one, I think I would like that one as well, so we will see. I might have Dudor, who is my test reader right now, to test read it for me and see what he likes more. So yeah. Getting a bit hungry too. Yeah, I can imagine them being a bit hungry. I think they have packed food with them for the journey, but I mean, the longer they are out there, the more their resources will vanish, so yeah. Shadow is sitting next to a fire, not listening to the storyteller because he has a mission. I mean, that sounds great. He'll then get a new mission which will bring him to the other characters eventually. Okay, I am very curious to read your story, Fia. It really sounds interesting, and from what I have read, I did like it a lot, so yeah. And you are ready and waiting. Yeah, you have heard of these characters. I'm switching it up a bit from what you have read before, like the last version of this story, since I'm rewriting it completely. So it's Theo, Angelina and Marcel, their points in the story. So yeah, it would be interesting to see what you have to say about it, which one you like more. If I can get something good written during this second sprint, of course. It all depends on that. So yeah, we will see. But I think it's quite good to do these kinds of point of view shifts and like experiment a bit with your writing, because sometimes it's so easy to get stuck in a route, and if you just change things up a bit, like even something as simple as changing the location, changing the weather, it can do wonder for your story. Like sometimes you really need to take that advice to heart, like kill your darlings. Like sit down and consider what is actually important here. Is this tiny detail that you have hung up on important, or is it something that you can switch out for something else? Even like something like a character's name or gender can be changed if it's necessary. So yeah, it's a good tip, I feel like, for people who are writing and feel like they're getting stuck. Just sit down, think things through, like what is the core of this, what is necessary, what can you change, and see if you can change it and maybe get more inspired or see things from a new angle. I find it very helpful. I am quite bad at doing it, but whenever I do, it's very helpful because it's so easy to get stuck in your own like ideas. So yeah. I just need to somewhat bring the newest chapters up to a quality I'm happy with. Yeah, that's also a struggle. It is. I feel that struggle. I try to not care about that for my first writing. I'm just trying to, basically write, and then I go back and edit it later. Because if I try to like do good writing while I'm just writing the rough draft, then I will get nothing done. So yeah. Then I think I can send it to you again. Okay, I look forward to it. Like killing your main character's best friend. Yeah, that worked wonders for my story. I mean, I haven't written much without her yet, but definitely I I think so. And I actually did that quite literally in my fantasy trilogy. Like I actually killed the main character's best friend. I didn't remove him from the story, I just straight up killed him because I felt like that would kick things up in the story. So yeah. Hi Dark Angel, welcome! I have not seen you here before. How's it going? It's going quite well, actually. We have just finished our first sprint, and I'm doing a bit of an experiment today. Like I am writing the same part of the story but from two different point of views to see which one I like the most to get into my story. So yeah, I have just written the first one, and during the second sprint I'm going to write the second one, and we'll see which one I will get into my story. So yeah. It went better than I thought it would, because I was a bit scared that I would just stare at a blank screen, because I have not really prepared anything today, which I usually do. So yeah, it's been going quite well, actually. This is making me want to know Swedish. Well, yeah. Since I'm writing in Swedish, that would be great. But actually, Quill, you know what? Since I'm not writing too much today, I might consider actually translating it for you so you can read it. Then you can make a choice too, which point of view you like better. So yeah, ask and I will serve. I'm new to the creative writing process, just reading and watching introductory material. I'm curious what you all think about adverbs. Adverbs? Yeah. That is... oh my god, I'm in no way an expert in writing, so I feel like I'm probably not the right person to say anything about it, but like, I feel like you shouldn't hang on to adverbs too much, because I think that a text without too many will be much more impactful. Like, try to write it in different ways instead, is what I have learned, but I do think that they have a place and time. It's the same thing with like show versus tell as well. Like, obviously showing versus instead of telling is preferable most of the time, but telling can have a place in certain circumstances, and I feel like it's the same with adverbs. Like, don't overuse them, but use them when they are necessary, like to give extra oomph, but don't use them like all the time, because it gets kind of annoying quickly, I feel. Like, trust in your reader. Trust that your reader understands what you're trying to say without using a lot of adverbs. Like, I read a long time ago, I read Stephen King's writing book. I'm not sure what it's called, but he said something along those lines, at least. And like, even something as simple as when you write in dialogue, like just using the simple said, it is so impactful. Like, you don't need to describe said angrily, said happily, because then you are not writing it clearly enough for your readers that they should understand what the character is feeling without you telling them directly. So yeah. Reminds me of a role-playing game theory YouTuber basically said, if things get dull, kill someone. Yeah, it works wonders, really. If a character is not important, kill them or remove them. Whatever works for your story. Yeah, you can read that too. I can send it in our group chat. Absolutely, I can do that. He screamed loudly, my ears hurt as he screamed like that. Yeah, exactly. I've seen advice to avoid them, using advice like replacing very warm with hot, but to me they aren't the same. A very warm fireplace tempts me to snuggle, a hot fireplace makes me want to move away from it. I'm admittedly a bit of a pendant, but the replacement isn't the same to me in terms of meaning and application. Yeah, it's definitely not easy. And you need to really find synonyms that works well for you. And as I said, adverbs are fine, like you can use them, but I think that you shouldn't overuse them. That's the tricky part, really. Like, use them when they are useful, and try to avoid them when not. But honestly, like, if you are writing like a first draft, just write, really. That's my biggest tip, because it's so easy to get stuck in like trying to be perfect and all that, but just write the way you want to write it. Write your adverbs if you want to, and then you can go back and read it again and see if maybe this is too much or maybe it's too little. Like, always just write. Don't try to get stuck in overthinking, like, because it's very easy. I tend to get stuck in, like, because I have got it on my brain with show versus tell, like, oh no, I need to show more, and then I just come up with this overly complicated sentences just to avoid telling. And it really sets a roadblock in your writing. So I feel just write when you're doing the first draft, and when you go back to editing, then you can just read it out loud. Also, it's a good tip. I haven't really done that before, but I heard it works wonders, and I heard it when I have read it out loud to like read to friends and so. Like, you notice a lot if your writing is clunky, and then you notice if, oh wait, this is way too many adverbs, and then you can just remove some. But yeah, finding the right words, it is difficult. I know the struggle, I really do. I tend to write like, I try to write different sounding sentences, and then I notice when I go back that, oh shit, I've been using that word way too much. So it is tricky, definitely. I overthink too much? Yeah, me too. But yeah, I'm trying to, at least with first draft, just write. Just get your passion out there, really. I turned overthinking into a profession. Same, I feel you on that. Oh my god. It is, yeah. And then also, like, I am an expert of giving advice, but like, I rarely follow them myself. Or I do to some extent, but like, the part of just writing, yeah, I mean, I do that. I don't edit too much, but I also am not happy with my writing since I do it that way. So I get imposter syndrome like a lot. Like, sometimes I'm just like, oh, this is great. Maybe I can actually become an author. Wow. And then like the next day I'm like, this is shit. No one will ever want to read this. This sucks. And then I just hate myself and beat myself up over it because it's not perfect, when I have basically told myself, you don't have to be perfect, you just write, go back and edit later. And I know it's my first draft, and still I do that. So I know it's hard, and I think that all creative persons are extra prone to overthinking and beating themselves up for not being perfect. It's like a part of the process, I think, sadly. But yeah, I have learned to manage my overthinking. If it lasts too long, I put a stop to it and focus on something else. You are very likely in a loop and not getting anywhere. Resets help sometimes. Yeah, definitely. I wish I could do that. My brain, when it starts, it never shuts up. Sadly. So yeah. I think you're a great writer, especially lately. Your style is a lot more mature. Thank you. I do appreciate that a lot. Please give me compliments. It really helps with my ego, because yeah, I might not believe you, but it makes me very happy. And also, writing especially is such a tricky creative category, because like my mom, she is a painter. She makes these amazing paintings. She is so creative and so talented. And she's like this as well. She hates everything she does, which is insane to me. Like, do you have eyes, woman? But like with paintings, it's easier to get that what's the word in English? Confirmation, like that you are good, and get compliments and stuff, because positive feedback, that's what I wanted to say, because people can see a painting much quicker than they can see what you're writing. Writing takes a lot of time, and it's very lonely of a process, and therefore it's very easy to get stuck in your own head and not be happy enough, because you don't want to show your writing too early either, because it's very vulnerable. And especially for me, like writing the way I do, like first writing the rough draft and then go back to editing, I know that my writing is not in any good quality, and therefore it's very scary to show someone. But also it takes a lot of time, so that positive feedback might take a while to get, and in the meanwhile it's very easy to get stuck in your own head and feel like, no, why am I doing this? This is not worth it. So yeah. Do you all ever think, perhaps subconsciously, about rhythm in prose? Example, he regretted the loss of his wife and his kids. I always want to put the extra his in there to turn it into an anapest. I haven't really thought about it. He regretted the loss of his wife and his kids. I get hung up on rhythm sometimes. No, I actually haven't really thought of that. I'm quite glad that I haven't, because if I was going to think like that, I would never get any writing done. Like I tried way in the past when I was like a teenager to write haikus, and I do appreciate them a lot. I think they are amazing, but I could never, because I would not enjoy being like forced to a form like that. So no, I don't really think about it like that. I am much more of a free writer. I try to get like the events down more than writing it in a sort of special style, I feel. Then of course when I go back to edit, I do try to change my my sentences and stuff around to make it more well, quality writing. But during like the writing process, I don't really think about stuff like that. I second guess a lot. I'm from Japan, and we have a very syllabic language, and there is a rhythm, often trisyllabic, even in everyday Japanese speech. So I have a habit of thinking this way in English. Okay, I see. From Japan. I see. Better flow, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I can understand it, absolutely. So I don't think there's anything wrong in thinking like that. But yeah, it's not something I have really thought about. I'm from Sweden, by the way, so I'm not sure if our language really works like that as well. Or maybe it does, I don't know. Now I think of the deep stuff here. But yeah, it's nothing I have been thinking about, at least, but it could get some very like good writing if you do it well. So I mean, I think everyone should just do what works for them. Everyone is different, so I think it could be very like what's the word? Poetic is popping up in my head, but I'm not sure if that's the right word. But yeah, something along those lines. Very much. I just recently learned about poetic devices and realizing I think a lot about syllables and stress in English. Yeah. As far as I know, Swedish is less. Yeah, I think so too. Swedish is less syllabic, definitely. So yeah, it's probably like a language thing, maybe, and also the way I work when I write, to be honest. So yeah. But it's quite interesting to see how different languages can affect how we write, but also like how we are as people. Because I know that me and Fia, who is also here in chat, we have like a very different process in writing. Like you, Fia, you edit more directly while you're writing, and I am just ignoring all editing until I'm done, and then I go back to it. So yeah, I think everyone should just do what works for them. Try to find the keys and all of that. And I can give one recommendation, actually, if you want more like writing content here on YouTube. I do recommend watching, if you aren't already, Jenna Moresi. She is very talented and has given me quite a lot of good advice from her YouTube videos. So if you want good tips on writing, definitely check her out. She is super funny and super talented, so yeah. I edit way too much. Well, I mean, if it works for you, you must be happy with what you're doing, so, but yeah. How we think, even, I find I've been culture shocked a lot traveling to different cultures and had to adapt my ideas of cool versus lame, polite versus rude, sometimes even right versus wrong. Yeah, it is quite interesting how different it can be. Me and Fia actually went to Japan a couple of years back. I loved it. I felt like it. Everyone there was so polite and so nice, and I really liked it a lot. Whereas, like when I have been to like Rhodes, Greece, for example, I have just been bombarded with like those I'm not sure what they call, but those people who stand like outside of stores and restaurants and trying to call you in. I get like panic from those people, but to them it's like normal. They try to like lure you in, but like for me as a Scandinavian, it's like I just avoid eye contact and just try to hide. So it is quite interesting how different we are from different places around the world. Keys. Wait, when did I say something to reference to keys again? I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch it. I got Jenna Moresi. She is very interesting to watch, I think, and very talented. She's a self-published fantasy writer, and she's doing quite well for herself. I know. Yeah, I can write in the chat. Good call, Day. You are smart. There we go. There. She is super talented, and I have learned a lot from her, so that's a big tip. That's a very assertive way. I think in Japan we emphasize agreeableness. Yeah. I can agree with that. That's the feeling I got from being there as well. I met a guy when I studied there. He was so polite in Japanese, but in English he used so many swear words I got whiplash. Yeah, I feel like I'm very different in like English versus Swedish as well. So we definitely adapt to the language we speak too, I think. The Japanese agreeableness is a bit too far, though. I don't know. I thought it was quite nice when we were there, actually, but we were only there for a week, so I can't really speak too much from that. We can be a bit two-faced here in Japan. There's the concept of Hone inner personality versus Tatami outer personality. Yeah, I can see that, actually. Yeah. It's like I always say about the French. Their language is supposedly super sexy, but try hanging out with French people and you'll have a completely different experience. Okay. When you have to find a way to say no when you say no is just weird. Okay, yeah, I guess I see what you're saying. I also find when I think more in English that my personality changes, not purpose. Yeah. It's quite interesting. It definitely is. I feel like I'm... I don't know. I can't really describe, but I do feel like my personality changes at least a bit when I'm speaking English versus Swedish. Not sure how much though. But I feel like it's definitely a little bit. Also, of course, I'm more comfortable speaking Swedish, so I think I'm more free when I speak Swedish, whereas in English I'm probably a bit more reserved than I usually am. I mean, I am quite reserved, but like, I think I'm even more so in English just because, well, words and stuff. American culture seems to me to consolidate outward with inward, to speak as directly and assertively as possible, and tying that with the idea of confidence. Yeah. Americans, well, they are definitely different from like Swedes. They are more, well, loud and more extroverted, I feel like. So yeah. Dark can confirm or deny. If you ask ice cream in McDonald's and the machine is broken, it will be a long, it's kind of problematic right now, instead of sorry, machine is broken. Oh, I see. I believe there's a place between those extremes. You can be polite but still assertive. Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. So yeah. Wow, quite a tangent we went on here. I think maybe we should try to get back to the topic. I'm not sure how long we have been speaking for, but maybe we should get back into writing. I like this balance, and exposure to other cultures that help me find it. Yeah, exposure to other cultures is definitely a good thing, I think, because it's very easy to get like stuck in your own way of thinking. It's very interesting to see how other people think it. So yeah, I do agree with that. It's very, very what's the word? Healthy, I think, for you. Let's promote the language. Yeah, good idea. Actually, tomorrow, over on Twitch, we are going to have a language stream where we will talk more about like differences in languages and stuff. So that will be a lot of fun, and we will probably get into like maybe differences in like our cultures and stuff as well. I don't know, really. We haven't really over prepared, so it will be a bit of a free stream, I think, but yeah. And I will be there to ruin it all. You will not ruin it, Day. It will be delightful to have you there, I think. It will be fun. Then there is quill language utmost craziness. Yeah. No, you don't have to apologize, Dark Engine, for distracting the conversation. It was fun. I have said it before. I don't know if you have been here on any other writing streams, but this is not so strict. Like, writing is, sure, it is the purpose of the stream, and as I said earlier, the stream is a way for me to hold myself accountable to actually do some writing. But I don't mind having tangents about other stuff. I think during one of these streams we talked a lot about like the weather and stuff, so... Oh. Okay, that was the mail. So yeah, no need to apologize. But yeah, I do think that we should since we are going to have another writing sprint, I think we should maybe get to it, because otherwise I will get all tired from talking and not get any writing done. And we are going to talk a lot more during our break than after the second sprint as well. So, but yeah, don't apologize for talking about different stuff. I think it's perfectly fine. I do enjoy talking with you guys, and I think it's very fun. So yeah, no worries at all. I'm using creative time to explore my family's more pagan roots. Okay, I see. That sounds very interesting. And you mainly join conversation. Yeah, I know that you don't write anything, so it's a fun way for us to be able to speak as well during the stream, to have these breaks as well. The mail wants to be a part of the stream. Yeah, apparently so. The mailman is like, hello, what are you doing? I don't know, but maybe. It's always so loud, I feel like, whenever the mail comes. Like, it sounds like they're trying to break down the door. I love very sensual descriptive prose. It might be flowery to some, but I never thought it purple. Purple to me is like the beast was so dreadful that it appeared to come from the pits of hell. Yeah, I do like some beautiful descriptive prose as well. I am terrible at it. I feel like my writing style is very, very direct and very like to the point. And also I have, I think I mentioned this before, I do think I have a slight case of, what's it called? Oh my god, I can't even remember what it's called. Hang on, Google. Yeah, aphantasia. Whereas you have trouble like imagining stuff, like how people look or places or stuff like that, because I notice when I read that my view of stuff is very basic, and also when I like imagining my own stories, it's very like limited. So I tend to not use a lot of descriptions because it really doesn't help me at all. And then when I edit, I try to go back and like put some in just because I know that people want it. But yeah, but I can definitely like the art of writing sensual and descriptive prose. Like those who are good at it, it's very, very interesting. And I do feel like the Japanese are actually quite good at it. I read a book once from Japan that was very like descriptive in the prose and very beautiful. So yeah. Say hi to chat from the mailman, yeah. That doesn't actually describe the beast much at all to me. It's very abstract, describing what the narrative thinks of the beast rather than the beast. Yeah, precisely. Wonder if my mail right, I did hear something from the door. Well, maybe. Or maybe you have a robber, Fia. Who knows? Just don't go into as much detail as Tolkien did. I haven't read Tolkien yet, but yeah, I can imagine. I have heard that he can describe a tree for pages on pages, so yeah, that's not my writing at all. I should probably describe the tree a little bit more. I have absolutely no imagery thought while awake, more like a description in words. Yeah. Then we are quite similar, I feel like. I'm not sure if I have a fantasia or if I just need specificity. It's like I can imagine too many pictures of the beast above that I don't know which one is right. Okay, yeah. Then it's probably not a fantasia, but like something similar, I guess. I mean, I am no doctor, so I can't diagnose, and I'm not even sure it's what I have, but from what I have read about it, it seems quite similar to what I'm experiencing. Or at least in part. Like, I can still imagine stuff. It's not like completely blank, but I can only see like a limited. So if someone is describing like this beautiful landscape, all I get from that is like, oh, there was a mountain and there was some grass. Good, then I know. And that's basically all there is. I can't see all the details that are in there because, yeah. Yeah, a bit too much. That's why I couldn't read Lord of the Ring books. Hobbit was okay. Yeah, I read the Hobbit. It was quite okay, I remember. But yeah, I want to read Lord of the Rings, but I'm a bit scared because I've heard about that tree that's being described for pages on pages. So. But yeah, I do think it's time for our second sprint, so if you guys are feeling up to it, shall we write some more? And then we talk more after. What do you guys feel? Need to drink some water as well, because I am getting a dry mouth from all this talking. There we go. So, how do you feel? Are you ready? Sounds good? Yeah, perfect. Then I will put this up and making my phone ready. Write hard, play hard, yeah. Alright, I am starting the timer now, so good luck everyone and have fun. Alright, good job everyone. The second sprint is done. Let's see, we have some activity here in chat. I'm gonna take this time to catch up. Okay, let's see what you have been writing here. Here we see a vampire in its natural habitat, writing and enjoying sips. Yeah, definitely. I am vibing so much right now. It has been lovely to get back into writing again. I keep having to look up new words. I know a lot of them already, but my habitual writing vocabulary is so much smaller than my reading one. Yeah, I can understand that. Definitely. It's also very hard to, like, when you're in the moment of writing, to come up with words, I feel. Like, even if you know them, it's not necessary that you, like, remember them in the moment. So I can understand that. I've been jotting them down as I learn them, hoping to expand my everyday vocabulary. Yeah, that's a great way of doing it, I think. Definitely. Expanding used vocab can be fun adventure in its own right. Yeah, agreed, definitely. It is a good way to improve. Exactly, Day, exactly. Indubitably, yeah. Let's see, but I'm being haunted by my missed Polish lessons. Okay. Duolingo. Hi, welcome. Don't know if Lolly uses Duo. No, I don't. I don't do that, actually. I've been thinking of using it, but there's that thing of time, you know. So, yeah. Let's see. I can say I have no idea how I should react to that. I'm very confused. Yeah, same. But welcome either way. Hi. You went for a smoke and forgot your key. Oh no, that's not good. I'm amazed at how fast Lolly drafts. Tippity tappity tap. I'm like tip tap tip. Pause the thing forever and start screen. I'm usually like that. Like, these writing streams are sort of pushing me into writing more than I usually am. Like, I have said it a lot of times that when I write on my own and not streaming it, I tend to write like about maybe 200 words, sometimes not even that, and then I'm like staring at the screen and like, I don't know, and then I just turn it off and do something else because I am very easily distracted by things like video games or YouTube or Instagram or whatever I can look at that is not my own document. So these writing streams are actually really good for me because I'm forced to write since it is the content of the stream. So if I don't write anything, it will be quite boring. So yeah. Also, my writing speed has improved a lot since I started working with writing every day. For those of you who don't know, I'm a medical secretary when I'm not doing YouTube here, so I have to write a lot every day, and it has improved my writing speed quite a lot. Helps if you find your flow, and it will become easier with practice. Yeah, exactly. If you find a flow, it gets a lot easier. Actually, that is kind of a thing talked about a lot in writing community, like getting into a flow. It has happened to me, like an actual flow, like once or twice, where I have been just writing for like hours and not even felt the time going. That was amazing. Like, it was almost like reaching nirvana or something. It was really cool. But usually it is a struggle, definitely. Lawless click-clacks make for good ASMR. Yeah, I can imagine that. I do like my keyboard sound a lot. It is quite nice. So I'm glad that I managed to, because my first writing stream was quite silent because my mic didn't want to pick up the keyboard sounds. I have since changed the settings, so now it does, and I can imagine it being cozy, and especially if you like want to focus on your own stuff, then it can maybe help, hopefully. A measly 365 words today, but I did go on behind the name twice to find fitting names. Any progress is good progress, Fia. Don't put yourself down for writing only this or that word count. Any writing is good writing. Time to use Duolingo to learn Finnish and surprise your dad. Yeah, well, I don't even think my dad knows any Finnish anymore. Like, for as a start, like he hasn't. He moved to Sweden when he was like 1 year old, so yeah, there's that. And he only ever spoke Finnish with like my grandpa. And also, since his stroke, he has aphasia, so he can barely speak Swedish even. So I don't think that me speaking Finnish would be like, oh, happy surprise or anything like that. So yeah, sadly. I just checked what I wrote and I only got 138 words and basically 1 paragraph. Yeah, but still, it's progress. Like I said, any progress is good progress. Like, we shouldn't beat ourselves down for writing too little because it is a process. And, well, as they say, I think it's a saying in English as well, but Rome wasn't built in one day. So, give yourself some credit. You did something. You have been thinking about writing, you have been writing some, and that's part of the process. Like, even when you're like I do a lot of commuting to and from work, and I tend to think a lot about my writing during that time, and that is also progress because you need to think about it a lot. So yeah. Medical secretary vampire gets paid in blood bags. No, I don't get paid in blood bags. I'm trying to fit in, Day. I'm trying to not tell everyone I'm a vampire. Only here on YouTube, you know. May I share what I wrote? I think given how little I wrote, I can fit it into the chat. Curious about thoughts on it. I think I went a bit purple. Yeah, sure, absolutely. Share it if you want to. It's free room to share. Sorry, my voice didn't want to work with me there. But absolutely, share if you want to. I'd be happy to read it. Just a warning that I might not be the right person to give like credit or to give critiques, but I will try at least. Do my best, and I will give an honest opinion. I think the music made me sentimental. Yeah, I do like this piano music. It's very nice and cozy. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna just write a few dots here to remove the heart icon that is sort of in the way, just to move up your message a bit. So I'm gonna do it like that. There, perfect. Now I can see it. And I will do it again. If it wants to. Nothing happened. Why not? I will try. Okay, there I can. There. Now I can. Now to go screenshot this and go stream response to viewers right at . No, they don't. That's it. Sorry, it was difficult to fit it into the chat. I didn't realize it was so long for the chat, but no problems at all. Is it alright if I read it out loud? I did enjoy it quite a bit, actually. Would that feel okay for you? That heart icon really is annoying because it's so in the way of everything. I know I have said it a lot during my streams, but it's very frustrating that YouTube doesn't do anything about it. Alright, let's see here. Love can be difficult, yeah. It can. But still. Yeah, if it was on top right it would be better. Yeah, agreed. Okay, so I'm going to write no problem. Also apologies, I thought maybe it fit into a couple of comments. I didn't realize it'd take 4. Yeah, no problem at all. Okay, I need to scroll up. Alright. While specks of the silver spoon's luster poked through the rusted corrosion of its weathered decline, and once handled with care for all of its kind until all love faded with the passing of time, it now lay slumbering, no longer worked and longer still forgotten. Like the autumn leaves of the trees outside and the fleeting nature of my father's hair, the steel spoon laid on the tatami floor of a cold abandoned house, so fallen and faded, so decorated in its earthly umber and the dull grey of dust. The rain gently falls and the wind softly blows, erasing the memories of what once was there. And in the restful days of spring, and in the scorching days of summer, a child once dined here with a silver spoon, never to ever again. I actually really like that. It's very poetic and, as you said, quite like flowery and stuff. So yeah, really beautiful writing there. I enjoyed it a lot, and I do feel like your Japanese heritage is seeping into the text a bit, because it does remind me of other like Japanese writing I have read, and I do like the style a lot. So you have something going there for you. It's very good, actually. So yeah, you're welcome. So keep at it. I do think that was very beautiful, very beautiful, and I could feel it more when I was reading it out loud as well, and could like hear how it flowed and all. So yeah, I think it was very great. Obviously I can't read anything of mine out loud, or I could, but you guys would not understand it, so not gonna do that. But Quill and Day, I will attempt to translate it later today and send it to you guys so you can read it. I will send it to you on Discord. So yeah, for the rest of you who are not like my real life friends, you will have to wait until I decide to otherwise. I might like publish something somewhere, maybe on the community tab or something one day. Not a lot, of course, because I do want to have it published. It is my dream to be a published author, and for that you can't publish it anywhere else. So I am not going to do that, but might show like some snippets here and there sometime. Maybe on my Instagram. That's probably a better form for it, I think. But yeah, in the meanwhile, you have to wait until one day it might get published. I mean, it will get published one day or other. Like, if I don't get picked up by a traditional publishing house, I will attempt self-publishing, because I want it to be published. But it will take a while, because it takes a lot to write, a lot of time. Yes, of course you count as my IRL friends. What did you think? Of course you are. I don't hang out with my non-friends, you know? So yeah. But yeah, I feel like this was very productive, and I managed to finish both perspectives. I was a bit worried because I got... I think I wrote a bit more on the second point of view actually, but I managed to like finish it in the same spot as the first one, so it will make for a good comparison, I think. So yeah, that's something I'm very happy about. I might actually, when the stream is over, I might go and do some light editing just to make sure nothing seems weird, since I'm going to show you guys, but yeah. You have heard our duets, you are not forever bound to us. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You are... we have adopted you now, you know. Time to reveal I'm an internet ghost. I never expected anything else, Quill. I'm just writing completely random stuff at the moment. Seems way easier than telling a big story, but I love to write something sort of cyberpunk. Ooh, that sounds cool. Very interesting, yeah. And writing stuff at random, I think is still very good. Like, it's practice, you know. I wish I wrote more like outside of my stories as well, just to keep my writing fresh and on point, you know. But it's like, for me, it's either writing my big story or I don't write at all. Mostly because I have a lack of time. My god, my voice is trying to... my voice is trying to die on me here. Sorry. So yeah, I do usually just write on my big stories, but I have until recently written like on 3 big writing projects, so that might also be why I have only focused on it. And now I have slimmed it down to only focusing on my vampire story, because I feel like trying to be a streamer and also write 3 different stories, like book projects at the same time, it doesn't really work, you know. Hello Fenrir, welcome! Isn't our favorite girl stream? Wow, wow, thank you. I appreciate the compliment there. You're probably saying that to everyone, aren't you? Are you all more pantsers and plotters, if I may ask? Yeah, definitely pantser. I am not very good at plotting. Like, I do try to plot a bit, because I feel like it's a good thing to do, to like keep, to have a direction and stuff. But yeah, I can't really plan too much, I feel, because then I sort of lose the inspiration. I want to explore the story while I'm writing it. So I usually have like some scenes that I know will happen, and also I have like characters and a feeling mostly, but yeah, not really good with plotting. And then I just backtrack a lot. Like, I think I have somewhat of a plot, and then I realize, oh, but that doesn't work, and then I get stuck for a while, and then I just think and think and think until it finally lets go, and then I discover like a lot of hidden lore and stuff through just thinking. But from the beginning, when I start, nothing is ever clear. It's just I have a scene, a couple of characters and a feeling, and that's mostly it. I might have like somewhat of an ending I am going for, but yeah. If you ask Lolly, I only write smut. That's fine. I like reading some smut myself, so that's perfectly fine. Yeah, Fenrir is also part of tomorrow's language stream. So yeah, that will be very interesting. We will, as I said, we will be talking more about what we were talking about earlier, like languages and cultures and all of that. So it will be very fun. Yeah, I think it will be great. I want some credit for that, for the Final Fantasy VII fanfic, or for what? For oh yeah. I get you for the backstory part. Yeah, of course. You helped me a lot with that. Like chatting with you to try to end my writer's block. It's very helpful. So yeah, definitely giving you some credit there, Dudor. The idea of telling a big story daunts me a lot, since I suspect I'm the ultimate pantser. Like, real conversations I get lost more easily if I rehearse them in advance. Yeah, I can understand that. A big story is very daunting. Hence why I have decided to only write one big project right now instead of 3, because it was a bit too much. And I was actually writing, I think I told you guys, like, I think it was last writing stream, or maybe it was the one before, I don't remember, it doesn't matter. But that when I had decided to focus on this one, it was a bit difficult because I actually had a fantasy trilogy that I was writing as well, and I was actually finished with book 1. I was writing on book 2 when I decided to just put that aside for a while and focus on this one instead. And the reason for that is because I feel like it has taken so long that my writing is a lot better now than it was during book 1. So I feel like book 1 doesn't really compare to the others in like style and stuff. So I feel like I want to rewrite the whole of book 1. And I feel like that is such a big project that I just couldn't, because it's a trilogy, like I said, so just that is a huge undertaking. And I have been working on it for years and years. I feel like it would be my like big project that I have. And I felt like just that was so daunting that I felt, no, I need to write on something that I feel is just for fun. Like, I still want to get published with this, and it is getting more and more complicated by the day, but it is a lot easier than that big project. So I can understand being like scared of a big story, because it is a very huge undertaking. Like I said, if you are like a painter or a sculptor or anything, it is easier because it is not to like undermine their good work. All creative people are doing amazing stuff, but writing is different because of how much time it takes if you are trying to write like a book. And I think that can be very daunting. Like, I know some writers are very quick and can do it in like a couple of months, but if you are like me and don't really write that fast, it will take years and years, and I can understand that feels daunting. It feels very daunting for me, and sometimes I wonder what the heck I'm doing, but I do have a passion for it, and I do have a passion for my story, and I feel like, yeah, I have an obligation to my characters to tell their story. They are so important to me. Like I said it before, I'm crazy, I'm insane. These characters are so real to me. They are just living rent-free in my head, doing all kinds of shenanigans and having all kinds of adventures in there. And they're like real friends. So yeah. By the way, I'm not. I don't have a disease or anything. I'm perfectly normal. But yeah, they are very real to me, and I feel like I need to tell their story. I've been writing this story for over 15 years and only just now getting into chapters 10 plus. Yeah, I feel you on that one. The times it has taken me to like rewrite and all of that, it takes way too long. Real friends are like Well, yeah, exactly. Are you guys actually here, or is it just in my mind? I like the anthology idea based in similar settings and sometimes recurring characters. It might seem me better than attempting some epic novel. Yeah, yeah, better suited for me, that is to say. Yeah, I mean, I think it's very tricky to find what kind of like style or what kind of story suits you. But once you do, like once you feel that you have a story that you want to tell, I say just go for it. Don't worry about like things like style or if anyone's going to like it, if there is an audience for it. Like just write what you feel like you want to write, and everything else will click into place eventually, I feel. So yeah. Well, you already know why I'm an AI. Right, I forgot about that. An AI and an internet ghost. Yeah. Well, this is a ghost story in the making. I would love to write a ghost story sometime. I actually like attempted it one time. But then I didn't have a plot, so I stopped because I didn't have no idea what to do. And I also had a lot of other projects going, so I felt like it wasn't the time, but I do want to try it one day. So maybe one day in the future. Nike style, just do it. Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of times we get so stuck in our own thinking and worry so much about like, is this the right way? Can I do it like that? Is this really okay? But I feel like if you have a passion for something and want to try and do something, what's the harm in trying? Like, if you want to write a big epic story, try it. If you don't like it, or if you feel like it's too daunting or too much of a struggle for you, then you can always take a break or even quit if you want to. No, I feel like no amount of writing is a waste of time, because even if you end up not finishing a project, yeah, of course, that's sad, but like, you practiced your writing, you were honing your skills, and I feel like that's the most important part if you want to write. So yeah, and even if you don't want to write like professionally, just like do it for fun, yeah, that's perfectly fine, and experiment with what you like and don't like. It's very much like in life, you don't know that you like something until you have tried it. So yeah, nothing but progress makes sense. Yeah, exactly. So I hope I have been able to like inspire you a little bit in writing. Like, I'm a lot of big talk here. Like, I may sound like I'm some sort of writing guru having all the answers. I'm not. I'm really not. I am just a little vampire with a dream of becoming a full-time author one day. And I am going through the struggle just like everyone else, but I try to, I mean, I have picked up one thing or two down the line, and if I can help, I will do that, and I will give you tips on what has worked for me and how I try to like see things. So yeah, absolutely, and thank you very much. Thank you. It has been very, very nice having you here and talking about all this. And that goes for all of you guys. Lolly senpai, yeah. Well, I wouldn't go that far. But I'm trying. I mean, I have been writing for a long time, even if I'm not a published author yet. I have been doing this for a long time. I have been writing since I could hold a pen. So it is a big passion of mine. And yeah. I also give tips not really based on experience, but brain logic. Yeah, brain logic can take you a long way as well, Day. So yeah. I prefer this and it suits me well. I wanted a break from all YouTube videos from writing coaches and just talk to people who are in the process of writing and learning. Yeah, that's perfect, and you are definitely in the right place. Like, we are all in the process here. Nothing is published. Like I said, I'm no expert or anything. I just try to do my thing here, really, in the hope of it getting me somewhere someday. Yeah, exactly, Fia. I do these writing streams once a month, so you're very welcome to join us when we are doing more. And if I ever get to that part in life, like of course I want to be able to stream full time as well, if that would ever be able to happen. And if that happens, I might do writing streams more often, but for now, once a month is what I can manage with life and responsibilities and other streaming projects. But I feel like it's a good amount still. It's still often enough to not lose my touch. So yeah. AI logic, yeah, exactly. It's official now, lolly senpai. Well, don't expect me to start speaking Japanese because I can't. I want to learn Japanese one day. Like, it's one of the languages I would love to learn. Like, it's Japanese, Icelandic, and Italian. Those three are on my want to learn list. But then again, it's time, and time I don't really have. So. Lolly senpai Watense. I don't know what that means though. Like, what does that mean? Like, my Japanese is so basic. Are you guys just gonna bully me with Japanese just because I said that? I love you guys. You're awesome. I hate kanji so much. I prefer English. I see. Yeah. Well, I think I'm losing my train of thought here. I don't know what I was going to say. It disappeared. It's gone now. Polish, Finnish, and Swedish. Yeah, you are going for the really difficult languages there, Quill. I wish you all the luck. And if you want to sit and learn someday, I'm all up for it. Sitting and speaking and trying to teach you some Swedish. Just don't expect me to be any good at it because yeah, I'm not sure how good of a teacher I would be to be honest. Kanji are so beautiful. Yeah, I agree. Lolly teacher is a genius. Oh my god. No. I'm a bit of an airhead, a scatterbrain, struggling with speaking English sometimes, even though I understand English. As we said, even with writing, sometimes it's different from knowing words and knowing how to use them. I can know a lot of English words, but it doesn't help me if I can't think of them when I'm speaking, you know. I don't know them as good as I should, though, considering I studied Japanese for over 2. Oh yeah, you did. I would love to learn, as I said, but it's a project for the future, I feel like, because right now my life is so hectic. I don't understand how my life suddenly got so hectic. I'm enjoying it a lot, but yeah, time is not something I have a lot of. You're a precious airhead. Thank you, Quill. Thank you. I'm glad that you see it that way. Well, we've been going for quite a while, and my water is gone. I have a little bit of water drops left, but not a lot. My wife is quite the expert on it because a Japanese literature major. Oh, I see. Yet I only know a small fraction of kanji in comparison. I see. Well, you probably know more than me because I know absolutely none. I can recognize some Japanese words. I have been watching some anime and stuff, but I more than that, no. Blame Quill for hectic? No, I'm not blaming you, Quill. It's It's life in general. Like, yes, I have suddenly gotten more friends than I had before, thanks to streaming, and streaming in itself takes a lot of time. But yeah, it's a lot of things that just adds up to my life being quite hectic. You're goofing up a lot. Don't worry, don't worry. There is no need to be perfect. I mean, I'm goofing up a lot when I'm like here speaking, and also like I noticed, speaking of goofing up, I'm making my own YouTube shorts, and when I was doing my, it was not the latest one, but the one before that, I noticed that I during stream I was panicking a bit because I was playing Final Fantasy VII, and yeah, it didn't really go that well for me. And I suddenly instead of saying like no, I said nej in Swedish. So yeah, goofing up is a part of life. I think we shouldn't be too hard on ourselves. I say this as a perfectionist, so I know how easy it is to beat yourself up for not being perfect. Like, if I do a mistake, I will hate myself for it, but I do think that we should try to not think that way. And as a perfectionist myself, I have never ever thought badly of anyone for goofing up. It's a part of life, so yeah, no need to apologize. Main thing is that you notice it with time, it will improve. Yeah, exactly. I am native English, I also goof up. Yeah, we all do. Like, even when I speak Swedish, like, I don't speak perfectly. I definitely don't speak perfectly, or write perfectly for that matter. Like, it's a part of life, we're not perfect, we're humans. If we weren't goofing up, we would be gods. So yeah, no worries. Yeah, exactly. The only one who's a native English speaker here is Quill. Everyone else have another language as their main. We understand. Yeah, exactly. No one is perfect. Perfect isn't human. Not being perfect adds character. Yeah, I agree with all of you guys. Exactly. So I think we should take this as a lesson for today, and to keep with us until next time, to try to be nicer to ourselves, not beat ourselves up over small mistakes or even big mistakes. Like, it's part of life, we all mess up. It is bound to happen, and we should be kinder to ourselves. Our grammar doesn't even make sense to native speak. Yeah, true. Very true. There's no wonder that that we can mess up even in Swedish, because it makes no sense. As Deirdre says, sometimes improper English is just a means for adding personality to how we speak, and I value character over accuracy. Yeah, and as long as you can, like, make yourself understood, it doesn't really matter. No one expects us to be perfect and speak perfectly. I think that would be quite unfair if we did, so yeah, exactly. No worries. Quill help me puncture is being big. What is he doing now? Or did I miss something? As I said, airhead here. I will give Dude the bonks in a bit if I tell the out on phone can't hear lolly. Aw, yeah, don't do that. But yeah, I think it's he called himself a god. Oh, I see. Bonk him. Bonk him a lot. We are no gods here. We are humans and a vampire, but still, I know what it's like to be human, and I do consider myself to be a very human sort of vampire, you know? Not very godlike at all. I make mistakes a lot. I try to learn from them, and yeah, that's the best we can do, really. I'm also very humble. Yeah, Duro, I'm not sure if you know what the word humble is. Love you. Duro is as humble as Jacopo. Oh god. Yeah. Well, guys, I am out of water, so I feel like if I'm going to talk for a lot longer, my voice is just going to die on me. So I think it's time we round this up. It has been lovely to have you guys all here. It's been super fun. I hope you have had fun as well. And as I have been saying, tomorrow there is the language stream over on Twitch. It will be 19:30 GMT plus 2. So if you guys are interested in learning some Swedish, Polish, Russian, German and Finnish, then feel very welcome to join us. I think it will be probably a lot of fun. So yeah, and the link to the Twitch is in my community tab, as well as the schedule if you forget the time. So go check it out there if you're interested. I see the teasing is still going on. That's good, that's good. So yeah, but tomorrow's stream will be quite interesting, so please join us, it will be a lot of fun. Also, my first ever collab, so I need you guys to be there to hold my hand. I'm scared. And also tomorrow I will put up my schedule for next week. I think next week there's only gonna be probably 2 streams, so we will be playing The House in Fata Morgana on Monday, and then on Thursday we will be playing Final Fantasy VII. So if you guys are interested in that, please come and watch. I will put up my schedules with specific days and times, so you don't have to worry. See you all, and awesome talking to everyone. Yeah, likewise, it was amazing having you here. Yeah, exactly. The language stream will be on Twitch on Leon's channel, exactly. And I have a link to that on my community tab. I won't hold your hand, but I will invade your pocket. That's fine, as long as you're there to support me. I need the support. Well, it has been great having you guys here. I'm going to go and drink some more water because it's hot as heck. I need to hydrate. So yeah, see you guys next time. Have a lovely day, everyone. Bye.